Well, welcome back. Our weekly edition of the Maureen Spellman Coaches Show. Owls winding up the regular season. Still a few games left to go. Coach, thanks for joining us again.
Thanks for having me. Always a pleasure.
Well, let's start off. We'll look back at last week. A lot of close results, a good string in a row there, but ultimately a tough loss at Pace. Let's start with that game and give us your thoughts on the teams playing that one.
So Pace, it was a good game. I mean, we came out a little flat, a little more flat than normal. So the discussion after the game was, what can we do differently before pregame? Because it was one of those games that we just we didn't have the energy right from the start, and that's one of those games we really needed that energy. To be perfectly honest, Pace really surprised me. I thought they played very well. They seemed to just kind of click. And on a day when we're really off and the other team's really on, it's just not a good showing. And we had some communication breakdowns. We had, it's sports. We can't. It's just the problem is we can't all be off on the same day, and that's kind of what happened at Pace.
Nice bounce back effort at Pierce. Unfortunately, after a couple of ties there late in the second half, you end up one goal short.
Yep.
Just give us another take on the team's play in that one.
And that was one of the games, along with a handful of other games this season, that everybody did their job, and that's something that I've stressed this year. All we got to do is go out there and everybody individually do their job. And that was one of those games. Everybody did their job. Everybody did the right thing. Attack, defense, our goalies, and somebody's got to win, somebody's got to lose, and we just keep coming out on the losing end. And I think the major frustration there is what I just said. Everybody did the right thing, and to be in a position like that when it comes down to a one goal, it's disheartening. And there are tears and there's frustration, but again, it's sports, and you got to move on to the next one. I think the really big turning point in that game was when our goalie Alex went down. A girl took her out in the crease. She's got a knee injury right now. She's on crutches. So that was just one of those, and everybody else saw it, and they wanted to go hard, and it was just the turning point, and we just couldn't bounce back.
You just touched on a bit with regards to the frustration, and we look back a few weeks, the Stonehill and Bentley games. You're leading for most of those games. Of your 10 losses, 6 are by a combined 12 goals this year. So. You can see that the team is right in the mix. But with that said, a handful of games left in the regular season, and this is a spot where the team could go either way at this point. Can you just speak to the mindset of the team right now and what you're going to try to do to keep everybody on track over the final couple of weeks?
Sure. So what we're really stressing is, at the end of the game, yes, we see that everybody's working hard, and the girls, they're doing what they're supposed to do. We're doing what we're supposed to do. But the worst thing that could happen is that the team as a whole sees, listen, we've done everything right and we're still not winning. Let's throw in the towel. And that's something that I'm stressing to not happen. Like, keep plugging along. It's going to come. If it doesn't come this season, it'll come next season. But we've got really good opportunities coming up starting today to have that be that turnaround. And we're waiting for the day where just it goes our way. And, today could be the day.
And like you said, hopefully it's tonight out of Assumption.
Yeah. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, and, from on paper, teams with similar records, similar stats.
Yeah, we're within the same spot in the poll.
Yeah. What are you expecting out of Assumption tonight?
I'm expecting a battle. I'm expecting it to be just like Franklin Pierce, and then just hopefully we come out on the winning end.
And looking ahead a little bit to Saturday, after this crazy stretch of 8 of 9 on the road, finally comes to a close
home
with the start of a 2-game homestand. They will either be probably second or first in the country, depending on the result against Lemoyne or against the Delphi.
Yeah, I'm excited to see. That's going to be a big one, and I've actually got I'm thinking more Lemoyne this year. But so yeah, Saturday's going to be. It is what it is. They're going to be the number 1 or the number 2 team in the country, and we'll do what we can to take out some of their top strengths. We've got a big fan base coming. We'll do a tailgate. We've got a bunch of our incoming freshmen coming, so hopefully that will be the fuel to the fire there.
Well, again, at least one more edition of this as we look ahead at next week, and certainly we'll do a wrap-up as well once the year's over. Next week we'll talk a bit about AIC and SNU, and also about your senior as we get ready for Senior Day next week as well.
All right.
So good luck this week.
Thanks, Mike.
And,
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in, and again, we'll be back next week for the next edition of the Maureen Spellman Coaches Corner.
See you then.